Turkey's Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan stressed Thursday that his country cannot be excluded from possible future European defense structures. A security architecture approach that leaves out a military force like Turkey would not be very realistic, Fidan said during a joint news conference with his Albanian counterpart in Ankara. According to Associated Press, the comments comes as European countries grapple with the challenge of ending their reliance on the United States to provide security. In recent weeks, senior officials from President Donald Trump administration have made clear that U.S. priorities lie elsewhere, in Asia and along America's southern border, and that Europe should take care of itself, including Ukraine. Turkey has the second largest military force in NATO, following the United States.
Avrupa güvenlik mimarisi eğer yeniden oluşacaksa bunun tabii ki Türkiye'siz olması mümkün değil. Yani Türkiye'yi dışarıda bırakan, Türkiye gibi bir askeri gücü dışarıda bırakan bir güvenlik mimarisi yaklaşımının çok fazla gerçekçi olmayacağı hususunda tabii altı çizilmesi gereken başka bir husus.
ABD, Rusya, Ukraina arasındaki özellikle son dönemdeki gelişmeleri nasıl değerlendiriyorsunuz?
UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer is backing up other European leaders' push to persuade President Donald Trump not to abandon Ukraine in pursuit of a peace deal in the three-year-old war with Russia during his visit to Washington Thursday. According to Associated Press, Starmer's trip is happening the same week that French President Emmanuel Macron spoke to Trump in the White House to salvage American support for Kiev. Starmer, reluctant to openly confront Trump, speaks of being a bridge between Europe and the U.S. administration. Macron has more strongly criticized Trump's recent statements that echo Russia's narrative and American moves to negotiate with Moscow while sidelining Ukraine. The dual trips to D.C. come after Macron called a crisis meeting of European leaders in Paris last week to discuss the continent's next steps, and after Trump on Friday claimed Macron and Starmer haven't done anything over the past 3 years to end the war. The centrist French leader, known for his bold diplomatic moves, says he'll seek to persuade Trump that American and European interests are the same, telling him, if you let Russia take over Ukraine, it would be unstoppable. Starmer, a cautious center-left politician, has avoided directly contradicting Trump or criticizing his actions. The UK joined the US in refusing to sign a joint declaration at an artificial intelligence summit hosted by Macron in Paris this month in what was seen as an attempt to curry favor with Washington. But the Prime Minister has reaffirmed Britain's support for Ukraine, rejecting Trump's assertion that Zelensky is a dictator and the President's suggestion that Kiev started the war, which erupted when Russia invaded its neighbor on February 24, 2022. Starmer spoke to Zelensky on Saturday, expressing the UK's ironclad support for Ukraine and commitment to securing a just and enduring peace. He said he would stress safeguarding Ukraine's sovereignty when he speaks to Trump in Washington.
The special relationship between the United States and Great Britain will be tested this week when Prime Minister Starmer makes his first visit to President Trump in Washington. A big issue is going to be the future of the war in Ukraine. Trump has signaled a radical shift in U.S. policy towards Ukraine. He's much more aligned with Russia, which invaded Ukraine 3 years ago, than his predecessor, Joe Biden, who said that the United States should stand with Ukraine for as long as it takes to beat back the invasion. Trump wants to bring a fast end to the war, and European leaders are rattled by this realignment of Washington's loyalties. Right now, we've seen a round robin of diplomacy. First, French President Emmanuel Macron visited Washington, next Prime Minister Starmer. So they're all trying to figure out how to get on the same page with Trump, given the United States' paramount role in guaranteeing European security since the days of the Cold War, and figuring out how they can all move forward at the same time.
President Trump, do you have a message for Pope Francis, sir, who's still in the hospital? Do you have a message for Pope Francis, sir?
We don't see you.
Yes, it's true President Trump thinks we should do more, and I agree with him. It chimes with my thinking on this. And by more, I mean more capability, I mean more coordination, and I need more spending.
I think that President Putin and President Zelensky are going to have to get together because you know what? We want to stop killing millions of people. You have young soldiers being killed. If you saw the pictures that I saw of the battlefield from satellite, you've never seen any pictures like that.
Norway's National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile System, known as NASAMS air defense system, has destroyed 900 targets in Ukraine with 94% efficiency, Norwegian media has reported, citing a source within the military. According to Colonel Per Steinar Toit, head of the Norwegian Air Force's support group for Ukraine, around 60% of the downed targets are cruise missiles. It is not specified which missiles were used for striking these targets, however possible options include AIM-120 AMRAAM-YAR, and AIM-9X Sidewinder. The latest version of NASAMS 3 is capable of hitting targets at a distance of up to 40 kilometers. Being Norwegian-American medium-range air defense missile system, NASAM has been produced by a consortium of the American Raytheon Technologies and the Norwegian Kongsberg. Battery is the main tactical unit of this air defense system, which includes launchers, and radars Raytheon and MPQ-64F1 Sentinel from the Raytheon and Kongsberg Consortium. According to open-source reports, Ukraine has about 12 batteries at its disposal. The NASAMS was first publicly discussed for transfer to Ukraine in June 2022, with initial systems delivered in November 2022. Ukrainian air defense forces have regularly received new NASAMS batteries from partners since then. In 2024, the Norwegian government proposed to the Norwegian parliament to order a further 10 launch units and 4 fire control centers of the NASAMS air defense system from Kongsberg Defence and Aerospace. It should be noted that Norway is among Ukraine's staunchest supporters in Europe in Kiev's ongoing war with Russia and has allocated $2.1 billion for military aid to Kyiv in 2025, Ukrainian Defense Ministry announced on January 9. In December last year, Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Støre announced $242 million worth military aid to bolster Ukraine's navy and help it deter Russian threats in the Black Sea. Norway has pledged a new funding mechanism for Ukraine, the Norwegian model, meant to complement an existing Danish model of defense spending.